Olivia Bennet stands beneath the glittering chandeliers of the Grand Horizon Hotel, her hand gently resting on her rounded belly. Every flash of a camera, every whispered compliment, feels like a lie she's forcing herself to believe. Tonight is supposed to celebrate Adrian Cole's newest investment milestone, but it feels more like a stage for her humiliation. Adrian, charming and magnetic as ever, entertains guests with his easy laughter, the kind he no longer shares with her. When she approaches him with a loving hand on his arm, he brushes her off impatiently. "Not now, Olivia," he snaps, his voice sharper than intended but loud enough for people nearby to hear. Awkward silence ripples through the crowd. Olivia's smile trembles, but she holds it, refusing to let the cameras catch her breaking. As the night drags on, Adrian barely acknowledges her presence, his attention fixed on Serena Vale, a striking model in a crimson dress who laughs at every word he says. Olivia watches the two of them, her heart aching as realization begins to bloom. She tells herself it's nothing, that he's just being careless. But deep down she feels it. The love she built her world on is beginning to crack under the weight of his ambition and deceit. Adrian delivers the blow with the same cold precision he uses in business. He doesn't yell or argue. He simply informs her. "It's over, Olivia. You don't fit my life anymore." His tone is detached, almost bored, as if ending their marriage were just another deal to close. Olivia stares at him, her heart pounding, unable to process the words. "You're leaving your wife, your pregnant wife, because I don't fit your image," she whispers. Adrian shrugs, zipping his suitcase. "You've become dull. I need someone who reflects who I am now." The name Serena hangs unspoken between them, heavy and poisonous. He moves through their home like a guest, grabbing watches, cufflinks, and cologne bottles while she stands frozen, tears streaking silently down her face. He doesn't notice. He doesn't even look back when he walks out the door. Hours later, Olivia sits alone on the marble floor, surrounded by the remnants of a life she thought was unshakable. By morning the world knows. Headlines scream, "Millionaire abandons pregnant wife for runway model." Sympathy floods social media, but Olivia ignores it all. Let them talk. Let them pity. What no one, not even Adrian, realizes is that the woman he just discarded built something greater than his empire. Behind closed doors under her maiden name, Olivia Bennet is the founder and controlling shareholder of Nexera, a rapidly expanding tech company whose innovations are already shaking the global market. Her silence is no weakness. It's her strategy. Adrian basks in his newfound freedom, soaking in the limelight with Serena always at his side. Their photos dominate tabloids, the millionaire and his stunning model girlfriend, hailed as the city's new power couple. But perfection fades quickly. Serena grows restless, constantly scrolling through her phone, comparing herself to other influencers. "You promised me more, Adrian," she complains between champagne sips. "Where's the penthouse in Paris? The brand deals? The front row seats at Fashion Week?" Adrian laughs it off at first, eager to please, but her demands keep rising. More jewelry, more publicity, more validation. Their once thrilling romance turns into a series of public arguments and staged smiles for the cameras. Behind the scenes, Adrian's phone buzzes with bad news. His CFO warns him that 2 major investors have pulled out of upcoming projects. Key partnership collapses overnight. He storms into his office, barking orders, convinced it's sabotage. "Find out who's behind this," he yells. But no one dares tell him the truth. Olivia's company, Nexera, operating under her maiden name, has been buying out his suppliers, merging with his rivals, and strategically bleeding his empire dry. While he flaunts his new love in the tabloids, Olivia moves quietly in boardrooms, dismantling his fortune piece by piece. The fall of Adrian Cole has only just begun, and it's orchestrated by the woman he underestimated. Away from the noise of the city, Olivia's villa overlooks rolling hills, a peaceful contrast to the chaos she left behind. Each morning she tends to her garden, her hands gently resting on her growing belly, a symbol of both loss and renewal. Though the world believes she's a discarded wife living in retreat, her private office tells a very different story. Multiple screens glow with data, mergers, and financial reports, the beating heart of Nexera, one of the fastest-growing tech conglomerates in the country. Her brother, Max, visits often, his grin wide with admiration. The board approved the acquisition of Cole Dynamics software arm, he says. He still doesn't have a clue who's behind it. Olivia's lips curl into a quiet, knowing smile. He never cared enough to ask what I did while he chased headlines, she replies softly. Her calm tone conceals a steel edge. She isn't driven by spite but by balance, the desire to restore what was broken. In her solitude, she finds strength, channeling her pain into creation. He once told me I'd never understand business, Olivia murmurs, signing a multimillion-dollar partnership deal. Now I am the business. The world sees a forgotten wife, but in truth, the woman Adrian discarded has become a hidden queen, powerful, unshakable, and quietly rewriting the rules of her own empire. Serena's glossy perfection begins to fade as fast as Adrian's wealth. The lavish trips slow down, the designer gifts stop arriving, and the cameras lose interest. She starts to snap at him during interviews, her once sweet tone replaced with bitterness. You promised me the world, Adrian, she hisses one night when his card gets declined at an exclusive boutique. When his bank account freezes, a quiet, calculated move orchestrated by Nexera's legal team under the guise of a security audit, she loses all patience. Their relationship begins to unravel in full public view. Tabloids publish headlines like "Model Meltdown," "Serena Screams at Millionaire in Restaurant Showdown." The paparazzi swarm their fights, turning every spat into entertainment. Adrian feels his grip slipping, on his company, his money, and his dignity. He spends sleepless nights staring at spreadsheets, trying to salvage what little he can. But the final blow comes when he catches Serena texting a rival investor, the same man he once considered a friend. The betrayal shatters what's left of his pride. You used me, he whispers. Serena shrugs, unapologetic. Welcome to your own game. That night, after she storms out, Adrian pours himself another drink, her perfume still lingering in the air. Her departure echoes through the penthouse like a cruel reminder. And as he looks into the city skyline, her last smirk blends with Olivia's final words. You'll realize too late what you traded. Adrian's sleepless nights turn into full-blown panic when he notices a disturbing pattern. Every company he once worked with is now aligned under a single rising powerhouse, Nexera Technologies. Suppliers that once begged for his attention now refuse his calls. Long-time investors cite better offers. When he demands explanations, all roads lead back to the same name. Oh, Bennett. Determined to stop the bleeding, Adrian orders his assistant to schedule a meeting with Nexera's CEO. Whoever this Bennett is, he's playing dirty, Adrian growls. But every attempt fails. Calls unanswered, emails ignored, and meetings mysteriously cancelled. His frustration turns to obsession. He digs deeper, calling in favors, hacking through layers of corporate secrecy until one late night, a former associate reluctantly reveals the truth. Nexera's founder isn't a man, Adrian. It's Olivia Bennett, your ex-wife. The revelation hits like a thunderclap. His chest tightens as disbelief and shame crash together. He had dismissed her as simple, quiet, unambitious, and she'd built an empire in silence. Rage consumes him. He storms into Nexera's headquarters, demanding to see her, but security turns him away. Days later, Nexera unveils its newest AI-driven innovation, a technology poised to redefine global data systems. Headlines explode. The hidden billionaire. Olivia Bennett Cole's tech empire takes the world by storm. Adrian watches from his crumbling office, realization sinking in. The woman he destroyed now owns the future he once dreamed of. The lights dim as the massive auditorium falls silent. The screens flash keynote speaker. Olivia Bennett, founder and CEO of Nexera. Cameras turn instantly as she steps onto the stage, radiant in a flowing white gown that symbolizes both purity and power. Her calm, graceful confidence silences every whisper. For years, the media had speculated about the mysterious founder of Nexera. No one expected it to be the very woman once humiliated in public by her millionaire husband. Adrian, sitting near the back of the hall, feels his throat tighten. His hands tremble as he watches her take the microphone. The woman he once dismissed as fragile now commands the attention of the world. Her voice is poised, steady, and laced with quiet conviction. "We live in a world where appearances are worshipped," she says, her gaze scanning the crowd. "But true strength lies in what's unseen, in resilience, in integrity, in rebuilding when the world believes you're broken." She pauses, then adds softly, "Sometimes we must lose love to find power, and rebuild from truth, not illusion." The hall erupts in thunderous applause. Cameras flash. Reporters rush to record every word. Adrian lowers his head, his face pale, his heart heavy. Around him, people chant her name, celebrating the woman he abandoned. In that moment, he finally understands. His empire was built on ego, hers on endurance. And while his crumbled into ashes, she had risen, not to destroy him, but to define herself. Serena's glamorous world crashes overnight. Brands cut ties, modeling agencies blacklist her, and her name becomes synonymous with scandal. Paparazzi who once begged for her photos now chase her downfall. Desperate and cornered, she tries calling Adrian, sending tearful messages, begging for another chance. But the man who once worshipped her beauty now refuses to answer. He's too consumed by his own ruin. His empire disintegrates piece by piece. Shareholders sue him for fraud, partners pull out of deals, and his luxury cars and penthouse are seized. At the next high-profile auction, the irony is poetic. Nexera discreetly buys back several of his assets, including his former company headquarters. Olivia's name never appears in the paperwork. She doesn't celebrate, doesn't smile in satisfaction. Instead, she sits quietly in her home, holding baby Lucas in her arms, humming softly as sunlight filters through the window. Her brother Max updates her on the situation, mentioning Adrian's foreclosure notice. She only nods. "Then perhaps he'll finally see what value truly means," she says gently, adjusting her baby's blanket. There's no hatred in her tone, only calm acceptance. While the world talks about her quiet revenge, she knows the truth. Silence can wound louder than words. Adrian's punishment isn't destruction. It's realizing he lost the only person who ever truly saw him. Months later, Adrian appears at Nexera's headquarters, not as the powerful CEO he once was, but as a man hollowed out by regret. The security guards hesitate, but Olivia allows him in. When he steps into her sleek glass office, the contrast between their worlds is stark. She, poised and radiant. He, pale and weary, his tailored suit hanging loose on his frame. "I didn't come for pity," he begins, voice trembling. "I came to say I'm sorry. You built everything I destroyed." Olivia studies him quietly, her gaze steady but kind. "You didn't destroy it, Adrian," she replies. "You just taught me what strength costs." He swallows hard, eyes glistening. "May I see our son?" She hesitates, then nods. A few moments later, Adrian holds baby Lucas in his arms, the child he once turned his back on. His fingers tremble as he whispers, "He's perfect." Olivia watches silently, her expression softening for the first time. As she gently takes the baby back, she says, "I hope you find yourself again, Adrian. Not the man you were, but the man you could still become." Then she turns away, leaving him standing there, forgiven but forever changed. Years later, Nexera stands as one of the world's most influential tech empires, a beacon of resilience and empowerment. Olivia, now a respected global icon, leads with grace, using her platform to support women who faced betrayal and loss. Her foundation funds scholarships and startups for single mothers, transforming pain into purpose. Meanwhile, Adrian lives far from the spotlight, teaching business ethics at a small university. The man once consumed by ego now preaches integrity, warning students that success without humility is failure in disguise. He never seeks Olivia's attention again but sends Lucas a letter every birthday, each one filled with quiet pride and love, never expectations. As the years pass, Olivia often stands on the balcony of her company's headquarters, gazing at the city skyline illuminated by Nexera's glowing logo. She whispers softly, "Sometimes losing love is the only way to find destiny." Her story becomes a legend, the tale of a woman who rose from heartbreak to reshape the world. And though her empire is built on technology, its true foundation lies in truth, courage, and the unbreakable strength of a heart once shattered but never defeated.